Welcome to POOLit Pod. This is Naseema Khan. Today I am speaking to Parthsarthi, a thought leader behind Plastoconomy Foundation. Had an early age vision for elevating environmental standards. After several awakening experiences, he predominantly decided to form a like-minded community that will take stand on increasing plastic pollution problems within India. Parthsarthi has been awarded as youngest climate conservationist from Thane, Maharashtra in the year of 2019. And today he is going to explore with us all about Plastoconomy Foundation. Welcome to POOLit Pod. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And to begin with, why was the Plastoconomy Foundation created at the first place?
So it was formed to regularize plastic waste economy, and since we largely understand this is a unregulated sector and unorganized, so since being in this segment for very long years, I've seen my father doing fabrications around polymers. So I understood that aftermarket of plastics is not looked upon by anybody, be it officials, be it consumers. So I felt like this needs to be streamlined, and it can boost the economy, and it can even create jobs, it can upskill people, it can also help our planet become more sustainable. So the initiative was formed to regularize things and in a holistic fashion.
Okay, all right. So, Parth, how does exactly the Plastoconomy Foundation works?
So it works on a fundamental of circular economy, since it has conomy that is derived from circular economy concept. The concept in itself signifies that there should be a circular chain in terms of making products, retaining them, and again refurbishing it. So once I read in depth about circular economy, how can I link it within the polymer segment? I understood the gap, and since then I'm trying to work on the lines of retaining plastics. So that is collecting waste from all segments. It can be streets, colleges, universities, rural areas. It can even be from industrial zones. It can be from residential zones. So my primary initiative was to collect waste, retain it, then try to test it and understand how can it be refurbished, because certain waste can be easily recycled, certain waste can't be, so you have to treat it further. So initially it was all about collecting waste and researching more about how can it be directed into further possibilities. And after that I understood that supply chain is a sweet spot wherein you can collect waste where it is not being attended. So you will see there are dustbins flooded with litter and never collected.
Right.
So once I understood that there are certain more methods from where you can collect waste and start treating it wisely, then I moved on to a second step, which is refurbishing it. So I collected waste, I directed it to recyclers, and I brought in this whole chain. And once I started directing it to recyclers, refurbishers, I understood that now there's a way to create products out of it as well. And from polymer waste, you can use or you can make products which are essential for constructions, for building materials. It can even be used for daily utilities, for toiletries. So once I started understanding that this waste can be circled back to the system after collecting, after refurbishing, you can create a new product. You can obviously retail it, you can send it across to consumers and take it back from them. So this is the whole cycle. which I understood. So once I started understanding the method, I first focused on the initial steps, then moved on to the second, and now I am planning to figure out products. What products? Like eco bricks is one of those products, but it is highly inflammable, so that is not advisable for anybody to construct houses or walls through eco bricks. So what if not eco bricks, then what next? So I'm in a phase of figuring out products which are highly sustainable, and you can give it to end users because there is a demand for it, and once you give it to them, you can take it back by rewarding or incentivizing people. And I've understood the fact that product handling is one of the key focus which nobody else looks after. And by saying product handling, if we buy a plastic bottle, if we are consuming anything, we don't know how it can be directed or how it can harm the environment.
Right.
So I did some not some a lot of initiatives around awareness for youth, because if I try to inherit certain logical fundamentals within them, these are the ones who have to create better future for themselves and for other people who will be coming next. So yes, apart from looking after circular economy in terms of waste controlling, I even do CSR campaigns and build in awareness within the youth of Mumbai.
Right. So, Parth, it wouldn't be wrong to say that Plastoconomy Foundation optimize the utilization of plastic by retaining, recycling, reusing, refabricating, and making it as much as useful so that it can harm less and less to our environment.
Right. Yes.
Parth, I
So
have,
true.
yeah, please go ahead. You were saying something?
Yes, I was saying very true. I am looking after optimizing polymer industry after realizing the fact that it boosted the economy in a way, because since cellulose was derived, later found out that other components can give us a resin or a polymer through which we can package products wisely and extend their shelf life.
Hmm.
So once the invention of plastics came in place, it has helped markets to grow. It has helped lots of industries to sustain their products largely. So,
Hmm.
but nobody understood that in future it can pollute the environment in exchange and harm animals, harm humans in exchange. So yes, it is one of the marvelous inventions, and we have to just find out the right way how you can direct it, how you can reuse it, how you can handle plastic driven products.
Right, right. And I'm sure it's just not a one man show. There will be lots of helping hand that will be supporting you, that are supporting you. And I also read that the foundation is also creating jobs and revenue streams for smaller plastic waste management business and underprivileged individuals. How does then it raise funds for itself?
So primarily, I would say that I control waste. So I pick up litter from different zones and I handle it. I treat it in my own recycling unit. From there, I trade this waste. So and this is a very old standard or a conventional market wherein waste walas or safai satis, waste vendors, kabadi walas, what they are known here in India. Kabadi walas, they have their own small space through which they collect waste from individual houses, industries, shops, kinaras, so on and so forth, and then they sell it
Right,
further to refurbishers or recyclers. So predominantly, it is about collecting and trading it to the right people. And moving further, then refurbishing it. So I want to go end to end. I want to not just trade waste. I want to reprocess it as well. After reprocessing, I want to manufacture 100% recycled polymer products as well. So currently, I am fueling this whole foundation by having underprivileged, low skill laborers who can fetch waste for me across the zone. And after that, I traded further. Then by CSR campaigns. So we do awareness campaigns in rural areas, in colleges, in corporates. So from there, whatever funds or grants we get, I cycle it back to the foundation and create more revenue, create more jobs, build in my infrastructure. So that is my recent motive, or that is my recent operations through which I am trying to fund myself.
Right. You did mention that you are involving underprivileged people in the process, but how can, on a larger scale, a community can be engaged in the activities of plastic economy?
So my next step is to create a SaaS ERP, and which is already in place. I am just trying to test that, and by saying SaaS ERP, it is called as Enterprise Resource Planning Application. So it is a app through which individuals can understand how much carbon footprints they generate in a day. So there's an algorithm for individuals to understand how much carbon insertions they are giving it out to the world. And through the app, I will be making a chain or a whole system through which it will regularize the market, will regulate. So you will start auditing the fact that how much amount of waste it is incurred at an individual house or in any enterprise. Enterprise can be government offices, corporate offices, schools, universities, sports complex. So all these enterprises are not auditing, and because it is expensive, if any private player jumps in and brings this concept, it is definitely encouraging the fact that you are trying to become more sustainable. You are trying to understand how much waste you are incurring in a day. But through a non-profit angle, it becomes very easy for any business to involve this. So this is also one of the key research I found in, wherein it is about making people realize, or making a whole body or organization realize that this is the amount of waste we generate and there's a value. So through this application, the waste will be converted into values. Individuals will get rewards in exchange, wherein if they are giving me X amount of plastic waste, so they get certain reward points through which they can buy sustainable products. So it is in beta phase as of now. I'm trying to work over it. I'm trying to make it very apt so that it is very usable. It is easily usable, because if you see most amount of enterprises, they have low skill laborers. Like if you see industry, any industrial zone, they don't have high skilled employees. They all have blue collar or low skill employees, because the higher management in itself is able to figure out things, and then they just need manpower to operate the whole system. So it has to be very user friendly, the application. What I have understood, it shouldn't be complex. You just have to put in data. And currently I feel monitoring and building out data or auditing data is very useful, because it can help scientists, it can help many larger corporates like PwC, KPMG, McKinsey to understand that this is the actual reports of plastic waste from individual houses and enterprises. So that's my next step.
Okay. So one of the ways through which you want the community to get engaged is the application which you are and your team is working on right now.
Yes, yes. And this is like groups of communities, bubbles of people.
Okay.
And if I say residential, everybody lives in residential complex. So if I deploy this, I will be having groups of communities engaging into this forum and
Great.
talking about certain facts, building in knowledge together, because the app in itself is a way to communicate. So I can exchange words with my other fellow resident.
Right.
Industrial people can exchange words with different industries, and this is on an open forum.
Right.
So it is not a way to build in business. It is a way for people to start knowing the fact.
Right. Way to
So
create the
yes,
awareness who are not yet aware of such move, which is so significant in this era. Right. But we got a very good picture about your organization, what you do, how you work, what's your future plan. But we would like to know a little bit more about you through our very quick rapid fire round. So, are you ready to go?
yes, totally.
So, let's start with the very first question, that is, which is your favorite sustainable book?
It has to be deep economy, because capitalism has a certain upside as well as downside. Upside
Okay.
is we are becoming urban, we are becoming tech driven, everything is accessible. But capitalism also comes with carbon. So more of consumption is also degrading our earth resources. So
Right.
the economy talks about how you can balance the
Right.
whole system, wherein yes, you are becoming urban, yes, you are using technology, but still you are responsible to the oxygen you breathe, still you are responsible to a healthy environment or habitat you are living into. So yes, this is very inspirational.
Mhm. Who is your favorite sustainable warrior icon?
Captain Planet.
Okay.
So because since childhood I started realizing that I think tomorrow won't be the same how healthy we are living it today. And after watching certain documentaries, cartoon shows, I was inspired by Clapton Planet majorly.
Okay. What's your favorite sustainable practice that you personally do?
Upcycling. So you buy a toothbrush, you use it for 3 months, and don't throw it. Maybe you can make that toothbrush into a utility. And I personally do, like if you are going out, you can use that toothbrush to wash your shoes, clean your shoes. So after cleaning your teeth, that toothbrush can be used for different purposes as well. And I think Indians are very much accustomed to upcycling, because even if our clothes are old, torn, we use it in different ways as well.
Right.
We make bags out of it,
Yeah.
we use it for
Cleaning clothes.
tea cloths.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So
And the very
upcycling.
Mhm. And the very last one is favorite sustainable organization apart from your own.
It has to be repurposed global, because they are in the lines of what I believe into, and they are catering to countries which require this support. So if you see Africa, there are not much people who are motivated enough, and they don't have a healthy economy, and privately held organizations are not considering the fact, entering into waste as a sector, and even in Southeast Asia. So repurpose global works in countries which are backward, I feel, or not backward, but are not standing up to the mark, or even in top 100 of GDP.
Hmm.
So they are doing a fantastic job, which inspires me daily.
Right. I will definitely look up to them and find out
Please do.
what more they are doing for our planet Earth. With that part, we are almost towards the end of our session. But before you leave, any message about sustainability that you would like to share with our viewers?
Yes, why not? I feel individually everybody can become a sustainable warrior or a sustainable enthusiast, and small changes works a long way. So you don't have to, follow a crowd or group of people, and then only you can drive in the revolution.
Hmm.
Individually, you can be so precautionate or conscious that every day if you're consuming something, make a note of it. How are you trying to direct this? Understand, because everything has an afterlife.
Right.
Whatever you consume, it has to be directed in a wise way. So I would like individuals across the world to understand that stop consuming more and more, and try to become very minimal. So minimalism is one of that key to stop pollution. So if everybody starts practicing minimalism, you will naturally see pollution depriving, and that will help a lot for everybody.
That's a beautiful message to our viewers. With that, Paul, thank you so much for spending time for POOLit. For it was our pleasure to have you on this session.
Likewise, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. If you like today's video and want to watch more similar kinds of video, then do subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on other social media channels. Till then, take care. Signing off, Nasima Khan.